Our mouths are pretty useful. They help us chew and eat our favorite foods, they help us smile, and they even help us talk with one another. But it seems like a lot of people take their mouths for granted, and a lot of people put crap in their mouths. No, not literally. At least I hope not. Today I'm going to give you 7 of the worst things you can put in your mouth. But before I do that, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel below if you haven't already. Let's get into it. The first item on our list is Jolly Ranchers. Look, I know that all candy is bad, but some candy is worse than others. Candy like this is the worst. Actually, it's worse than the worst. If you haven't eaten candy like this before, don't start now. But if you love them, I'm sorry. I mean, who likes grape anyway? Candies like these are bad for a couple of reasons. The first is they tend to stick around in your mouth. When you eat a Jolly Rancher, you don't just swallow it and get rid of it right away. You tend to suck on it and it stays around in your mouth. But sugary foods that stick around in your mouth the longest are the absolute worst, and it all has to do with how cavities form in the first place. When sugar enters your mouth, some of the bacteria in your mouth start eating these sugars. In return, these sugars release acids, and these acids are actually what damage your teeth and cause cavities. Now, the longer these sugars are in your mouth, the longer it gives these bacteria to eat more and more of these sugars, and in turn release more and more acids that will damage your teeth more and more. So you can see that the real problem that these sugars cause is the duration that it spends in your mouth. If you're able to swallow this Jolly Rancher in whole, it probably won't damage your teeth that much, but it could cause some problems with the rest of your body. But if you had to choose a candy to eat, I would much rather have you eat something like this Ghirardelli chocolate bar. And it doesn't have to be as fancy as this, it could just be a Hershey's bar or something. This is just the only chocolate bar I could find in my house. But these types of candy do not stick around in your mouth that long. You chew them, you swallow them, and they're gone. The second issue with Jolly Ranchers and other hard candies like this is if you do decide to chew them and get rid of them, first of all, they won't disappear. They're going to stick around because these types of candy tend to be really sticky. And second of all, since they're so hard, they could actually damage or chip your teeth. So most dentists wouldn't recommend it, but I would definitely recommend a chocolate bar over a Jolly Rancher. The second thing on our list is your nails. Your nails are gross. And hey, I know you probably take good care of your nails. I mean, I just cut my nails yesterday. But that doesn't stop the bacteria and other dirt from getting under your nails. And when you eat them, that's introducing all of that into your mouth, which is gross. And not only is it gross, this can actually get you sick, and that's never fun. And another issue with chewing your nails is you can actually chip your teeth. And you can imagine, if you're constantly chewing your nails, you're constantly putting pressure on these front teeth here. And it may not happen right away, but over time, as that stress builds up, you can really chip those teeth. Especially because these front teeth are not meant to take as much load as these back teeth here. And that does not give you an excuse to start chewing your nails with your back teeth. Actually, that would be really hard. I don't even think that's possible. And guys, I have a confession to make. I used to chew my nails, and I know I'm not supposed to do that as a dentist, but this was back in high school, and I didn't know any better, but I was able to stop. And if I was able to stop chewing my nails, that means you can too. The third thing on my list is alcohol. And I know a lot of people are not going to like this one, but it's true. We all know that alcohol does a lot of bad things to our body, but I bet you didn't know that alcohol also dries your mouth. And this all goes along with alcohol causing dehydration. And one of the side effects of being dehydrated is having less saliva in your mouth. And you may be wondering, what's the big deal if you don't have as much saliva? Well, saliva actually has a lot of benefits for our teeth and our mouth. It basically acts as a bodyguard for our teeth. Saliva can help wash away any plaque and leftover food particles that are in our mouth that otherwise would have gotten eaten by those bad bacteria in our mouth. And saliva can help dilute the pH in our mouth. And we know from before that having a lower pH, or in other words, having a more acidic environment, can cause cavities. So am I saying that you have to quit drinking altogether? No. But this is another great reason to start drinking more water and stay hydrated when you are out drinking. And that'll probably help prevent you from getting a hangover the next day. And if you do go out drinking, please make sure you brush and floss before you go to sleep. Too many people skip this step when they're too drunk, but you've already damaged your teeth enough, you might as well pay them back a little bit before you go to sleep. And when people drink, they often use a chaser, and this brings us to the next thing on our list, which is soda, energy drinks, and other sugary drinks. Energy drinks like a Gatorade or even a Coca-Cola are probably the worst things you can put in your mouth. Not only are these drinks high in sugar, they're also really acidic. Meaning on top of giving these bacteria in our mouth something to eat on and cause cavities, they're also eroding our teeth just being there in general. And most people tend to sip on these beverages throughout the day. And we talked a little bit before about the duration of sugary foods in our mouth. The duration is what kills your teeth. The longer these drinks and other sugary foods spend in your mouth, the longer it gives the bacteria in your mouth to feed on these sugars and release acids that cause cavities and damage our teeth. So if you decide to chug that whole bottle of Coke rather than sipping on it throughout the day, that's probably better for your teeth, but it could cause some other problems with your health, and I would probably see your physician before you start doing that. The next item on our list is potato chips, and you might be wondering, hey, those aren't sugar, how come those are on this list? But those potato chips are still made out of carbohydrates, and those carbohydrates can still be eaten by those bacteria in your mouth, and in turn, they're still going to release acids and cause cavities. Also, these starchy potato chips tend to stick around in your mouth, especially in those deeper grooves and harder to reach areas in your teeth, meaning it gives more time for those bacteria in your mouth to start eating these up and wreak havoc on your teeth. The next item on our list is ice. Now, aside from causing brain freeze, having ice in your mouth isn't that bad. So if you want to have a cold beverage, go right ahead and put some ice in there. What makes ice bad is when you decide to chew it. Now, just like those Jolly Ranchers we talked about before, this is not something you're supposed to be chewing. And if you do decide to chew it, you can chip your teeth. Now, this is especially true if you've already had a filling or dental work in the past, because anytime you get any dental work done, your teeth become weaker. There is nothing we can do that would replace your God-given teeth. So anytime you get a filling, your teeth get weaker, which means you have to be more and more careful around things like ice. The last thing on our list is cigarettes, and I left this one last because it's not really a food. Well, at least I hope you're not using it as a food. Actually, I guess nails aren't really a food either. Whatever. I could make a whole separate video on this alone. Smoking literally kills your mouth. Smoking causes a whole array of problems, not just in your mouth, but the rest of your body as well. Smoking can lead to oral cancer, it can help cause gum disease, which, if left untreated, can become periodontal disease, which is basically when the disease has spread to the bones that surround your teeth, which may even cause your teeth to fall out. And smoking can leave you with a dry mouth, bad breath, and staining on all your teeth. And one of the reasons it does all this is because smoking limits your body's ability to fight off an infection. If you're thinking about or need help quitting, please do not hesitate to call your physician. There's a lot of newer things in the market, and you may even be surprised. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked that video. If you wanted to add anything or had any comments, please let me know in the comment section below. And if you haven't already, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel. Also, we're changing the name of this channel from Dental Secrets to my personal name, so be on the lookout for that, and we'll see you in the next video.